Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for January 14th to 28th. We're going to take a quick look at the polar vortex and the stratus vortex at the as of now at the current time is extremely strong, and the strength is measured by part of how cold the temperature is at the 10 millibar in the upper atmosphere. And you can see here that it has gone up substantially here in the meantime. And when the polar vortex is strong, it bottles up the Arctic air and generally transports warmer air from the equator northward. It appears now, I should rephrase, the polar vortex was extremely strong, but it appears now that the vortex could be weakening. It could be in a weakening trend, and it takes time for the changes of the troposphere to the stratosphere to extend down to the surface. But we can see that these changes reflect the weather pattern going towards the end of the month. So the change that we're expecting to have around the 16th has been now delayed, pushed back. It'll be the end of the month. Beginning later next week, between January 21st and the 25th, we can see high pressure return to the Northeast Pacific, and we'll take a look at that. We'll go look at that at the surface. We have high pressure here in the west, and the PNA is forecast to be positive. So, which is a signal for warmer and drier conditions in the west, which in turn allows colder air in the trough in the east. So we'll see how that goes now. We're going to look at the current tropospheric river. Let's see, we have a satellite picture here. You can see here's the flow going into California. Here's another next storm here, and there's one behind that. So if we take a look at the forecast for the polar vortex, you can see that the storm systems I'm talking about, one out and one here, the flow is right into California, maybe in parts of the northwest. And as we go to 180 hours, you can see there's still a lot of moisture out here, but I think it kind of calms down before the next system moves in. Okay, that's what I want to show. Okay, now we're going to look at the pattern for January 14th to the 18th. And we have a region that builds into the plains with above normal heights across Canada and the east central states. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to have a series of atmospheric rivers that will impact the west into the weekend. And we'll take a look at that. Here we go, Saturday, Sunday. Here's the moisture, heavy snow in the Sierras, spreading into the Four Corners, and precipitation is forecast to be above normal from the west into the Central Rockies. That's the main story during this period. Now we're going to look at January 19th to the 23rd. And you can see the flow remains zonal, with the eastern trough sliding inland a little bit, but we still have above normal heights here across Canada and the Northeast. So I think I'm going to go with that. So for now, I'm calling for above normal temperatures here. And for this region, and I'm calling for anomalies near 4 degrees above normal, below normal temperatures here, with the anomalies of 4 to 6 degrees below normal for precipitation. Calling for above normal precipitation here. And for this region, probability of occurrence is 45% out here in the west, 40% here in the east. Now look at the period for 23rd to 28th. This is when models start to diverge. This will be the 24th to the 28th. Now, if you look here at, as we go to the end of the period, This is the GFS, keeps the trough out here in the west, split flow, above normal heights here in the east. It's ensemble similar, but moves the trough into the west central states. Then you look at the European ensembles. It's more further in the east, into the east and the central states, as the which one is this? Oh, this is the Canadian ensembles does the same, and then we have the NAEFS more back to the west central states. But if you look at the other models, this is the European ensembles. Brings it steadily eastward, almost to the east coast. So what does that mean? So I am, for now, calling for a little change in the temperature anomalies and for precipitation. Calling for, this is good news for California, below normal precipitation here, but I don't have a high confidence of that. So I'm saying 35%. And then we have above normal precipitation for this region. Probability of occurrence is 35%. So that's the long range weather forecast discussion for January 14th to 28th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.